So the truth is that most people, myself included, who are intuitive, sensitive, empathic, we're a nervous lot. We are an anxious group, generally speaking. Very sensitive. We get easily overwhelmed, and we can become very drained by the world if we aren't paying attention to how to take care of ourselves. And I know there were times earlier in my life where I actually was physically sick and had lots of strange ailments. I had sciatica, and I had insomnia, and I had depression, and I've had a lot of these overwhelming energies because I did not know how to take care of myself or feel that I was allowed to. So we're at the point in time where we've learned some tools to bring the anxiety levels and the fear levels and the stress levels down and begin to have a more grounded, more positive, kind of more available experience, hopefully. But at this point, it's really important to recognize that if you tend to be a sensitive person, you have to live a bit differently than maybe the those in the world who are less conscious or less aware. And one of the things that I have come to know and protect and defend and commit to without any willingness to negotiate is the importance of me unplugging from the outer world every day through meditation, through prayer, through mantra, through my personal conversations with the heavenly realm, and unplugging so I can actually tune into this deeper, more profound realm of consciousness, which is my soul's home. So this takes just such a concerted effort for those who don't understand the importance of it. But once you start having the experience of plugging into this deeper state of quiet through meditation, through prayer, through mantra, through really tuning in to who you are on a spiritual level, to tune in to your spirit, to create the space, the time, the quiet, to be fed, to be nourished, to be nurtured, to be guided. That's what really calms the waters, the emotional waters that get so agitated. And it takes a bit of time. It takes making it a priority. Now for me, I have a meditative practice that kind of runs throughout my day, where I unplug from the outer world and plug in. And it's been very workable for me, so I'm going to share it with you. And the first is what I call the morning sourcing, where my meditation is first I do some physical activity. You know, I kind of move my body and breathe, and I call that the breath of life. And the music is available on my site for that, but it's really like ha ha ha, and it's 3 minutes of that kind of gets the energy moving. But then I sit in quiet meditation, and I rub my hands together and turn them up. The hands are connected to the heart, and we have receptors in the center of our hands that are connected to our heart chakra, the hand chakras, and I open to receive nurturing, guidance, support, blessings, strength, patience, forgiveness, resilience, sense of humor, grace. I just listen and put myself in a state of receiving and asking for these things while listening to a beautiful piece of music. 10 minutes. But it's like breakfast for me. And I want you to consider starting your day with this kind of breakfast, where your morning meditation time is just a few minutes, even while listening to a piece of music like Mozart or Beethoven or Bach, something without a lot of stress that just calms you. And in that, just know that as you open your hands, you are and can expect with your breath to be fed, because you're a beautiful creation, the child of the universe. So you ask to be fed, and you feel that you're being fed with grace and strength and courage and groundedness and humor, and as I said, these things that really you need for the day, even if you don't know what you need. So I always end it with this and everything else I may need in the day. So that's how I start my morning. And then I'll go to my other tool of movement. I sing. That's how I start my morning, just to get the energy going. But I fill myself up. I ask to be filled up, so that I'm not slugging it out in Egoville, which is me all by myself. I am connected to my spirit, to my creator, to the powers that be, to my angels, to my guides, to all the divine forces that support me. So that is essential. For me, going without that in a day is just setting myself up for failure. So I encourage you to start your day that way. 10 minutes of asking for what you need. Then, using the tools that I've expressed of keeping the energy moving, I do a mindful walk every day. Just a few minutes if I have a busy day, longer if I have the time, where I am being grateful, not just moving the energy, not just noticing, but actually being grateful for everything I'm experiencing. I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm just grateful to be alive. And I see things that remind me to be grateful. So this is another important piece. Like, for example, living in Europe, I see a lot of refugees from the Middle East, a lot, whole families on the street, living out under one tiny sleeping bag, if they're lucky. Just no home, no safe spot. I'm so grateful that's not me. I'm so grateful, and I take so much for granted. I'm grateful that I have health. I'm grateful I can move. I'm grateful that I have eyes to see. So I encourage you to integrate now gratitude. So every time I have an anxious thought, say, okay, that's a thought. That's not a fact. Say it out loud. That's a thought, not a fact. And I'm grateful for whatever is real in your life, and say, and that is a fact. I'm grateful for my daughters. I'm grateful for my animals. I'm grateful for my friends. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the food I'm eating right now. I'm grateful. Just that's a thought. When you have an anxious experience, that's a thought. And I'm grateful for this fact. So that little technique has really kept me grounded through a lot of uncertain times and anxious invitations, or invitations to be anxious. And I'll say, that's a thought, just a thought. It's not a fact. And the fact is, I'm grateful for, which is real in my life. So that technique also helps. But at night, I know that before I go to sleep, I need a good 20 minutes to unwind, to not watch the TV, to not be on a computer, to not be doing work. And I love to work, I love to write, to not be writing, where I can sit and pray and have a day where my day is spent in prayer and asking for help and feeling and thanking God, thanking the universe, thanking the powers that be for having given me this day. Sometimes I chant because I like to chant, and chanting is wonderful. You can just, go online and Google positive chants, and, singing is chanting. Chanting is just singing with syllables you don't understand. That's really all it is, but with intention to create with certain vibration. You're using certain sounds and vibrations to create an optimum state of peace. But that last 20 minutes is as important as the first 10. It's just like, I need to end my day in a beautiful way. I need to end my day. I need to not just get in and if you can't find 20, maybe you can find 5. But if you intend it and you decide it, you can find it. But these things, these kind of tools of just living needs to happen this way. If we're going to be both sensitive and aware, we also have to be very protective of what takes care of us. Very attentive, protective, and show up to it, especially what takes care of our inner peace. So try these tools, make these choices, and things will get a lot more peaceful very quickly. All my love.